So hey guys, and welcome back to Born Traveller, and welcome to Sarajevo in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Okay, let's get started. So when it comes to accommodation here in Sarajevo, obviously the first thing you can go for is a hotel. The problem is hotels here tend to be quite expensive. They tend to start around $25 to $30 a night. Especially in the old town, prices go quite high, between $50 and $60. It's certainly not the budget option, but if you want to be downtown, close to all the action, then probably a hotel is probably the best way to go. There are some Airbnbs in this area, but unfortunately prices have gone through the roof. This time last year I paid $150 to be right in the centre. That same apartment this time is like $250, $300, so prices have rocketed. The reason it's so expensive here is Sarajevo is a very, very popular place for local tourists. You can find apartments on Airbnb, but if you're going to get an Airbnb, basically you're going to be in the mountains, which I'll show you now where I was. It's quite a steep walk back up, but you can get an apartment pretty cheap for about $120 to $130 for the week, or about $400 for the month. To be honest, probably hostels are your best way to go. They start around €10 a night, and they are pretty reasonable, and they're also downtown. When it comes to food here in Sarajevo, there's a huge variety of food, and it's actually not that expensive. You can pick a veggie burger up here for about $4, and this is downtown. This is in one of the most expensive parts. Even the most expensive restaurants, you're still paying less than $10 for a main meal, which I think is really, really good value. You can, if you really search out, you can find meals from around $2 to $3, and they are very, very filling here. Bosnian portions are huge, so normally you only need to eat twice a day. If you are looking for a budget meal though, you can get kebabs for around 5 to 7 bam, which works out about $2.50 to $3.50, so it's pretty reasonable. One of the great things here in Bosnia, they have some really fresh fruit, especially oranges and lemons and apples, really delicious. They also have bananas, everything you need. So when it comes to things to see and do here, you want to start here in the old town, which is near the river. It's quite easy to find and it's quite big. There's loads of shops, cafes, bars. It's a brilliant place to hang out. The next place you can go to the cable car, and I'll show you now how to do the cable car. Just follow this road down, and then there's a sign back there that says the cable car, so it's just like 400 meters this way. It looks like we go up here. It's quite a climb. So this is the building here. It's quite modern. You can see the map here. So basically it goes quite a way. At the top there's a cafe, so I think we'll either get lunch or brunch at the top. So here are the prices. It's 20 km, €10 for a return ticket for each adult. One way's 15, which is about €7.50. So you just queue up here and buy a ticket, and then I think you take by the looks of it, you take an escalator. So this is the ticket you get, say 20 km, it's around €10. It's his return ticket as well, so you come back to the same place. And that is the cable car there. So just here, this is one of the original 1984 cable car. This has all been redone. That's one of the original ones there, really small. So if you want to, you can take dogs or cats up with you. Ready for liftoff now. If you've not been on these before, they kind of accelerate a little bit, whoa, and then they kind of like jolt, bang, and then it's like pretty quick on the first one, and then it kind of slows down. Yeah, wow, look at this. See, you go right over people's houses. Oh my god, if I lived there, I'd be terrified. Like, you can see everybody's got the curtains closed. Don't blame them. This guy's got the right idea, tinted windows. Completely isolated, but if you're outside you've got no privacy at all. Wow, look at that. Wow, that is incredible. Look at that, look at the view. My gosh, you don't realise how big Sarajevo is until you come up here. It is massive. Oh my god, this is incredible. It's a very green city, even though there's lots and lots of houses. I love the colours. If you're scared of heights, then probably I would not recommend this particular cable car, because he is very, very high. Very big, very high. I got a macchiato large, a donut and some water, and it came to 10 km, which is about $5. So it's not bad. If you want to as well, you can actually walk down. You don't have to take the cable car, you can actually walk down. There is also a lot to see and do around Sarajevo, so you can go to these little tour excursion places and book little tours around. They also do a free walking tour as well, which you just need to scan the QR code. I think it is really important here to understand what happened here in the war. There's lots of grave sites you can go to, there's lots of history, you could spend a whole week studying it. So definitely come down here and see the Eternal Flame. One other really important place to go is here, the Museum of Crimes Against Humanity, basically about the war here in Bosnia. Basically the Bosnian War between 1992 and 1995, definitely go here. So when it comes to shopping, the main place to come to is either the area or here, SCC. This is the biggest shopping centre in Bosnia. It is absolutely fabulous. There is also one right opposite over there as well, but this is the main one. There is also an indoor market here that has loads of clothes shops and jewellery shops. So if you're into that kind of thing, definitely worth checking out. So when it comes to food shopping, this is probably the best place I've seen gastro market here. It's the biggest one I've seen that's close to the city centre. It's just past the SCC, so it's not that difficult to find. So when it comes to money here in Sarajevo, cash is king. So you want to bring euros and change them to little exchange rates. You get pretty good exchange rates. They're not exactly what you get on XC in other countries in the Balkans, but they're pretty reasonable. You're going to lose a few cents on the dollar. There are also ATMs, and the place I'd recommend is here, NLB. For me, with my Wise account and Bank of Georgia account, they're definitely not the cheapest. I've been charged about $45 per transaction for $300, so it's not that bad. When it comes to banking, I recommend Wise. Wise offer a multi-currency account that you can keep up to 50 different currencies in. So open a borderless account today and get started. Link in the description. So when it comes to internet, you want to come here, in this shopping centre here I'll show you, and you come down to the ground floor, you've got MTEL, you can pick up a SIM card here, it costs 10 BAM, you get 15 gigs of data and it lasts about 10 days. Or you can go upstairs to BH. So when it comes to healthcare here in Bosnia, it's actually really easy. There's not that many restrictions on prescriptions and stuff like that. So if you need anything, you can pretty much go to the pharmacy and get what you need. There might be some medicines you can't get, but majority of them you're going to be able to just buy over the counter as long as you know what you want. If you want to stay healthy abroad, I always recommend having travel insurance. Never leave home without it. The travel insurance I use is Safety Wings. They offer comprehensive travel insurance for €50 a month. Link in the description. When it comes to safety here in Sarajevo, it is pretty safe. The only thing I would say is it's a very crowded city, especially in the old town. And I'm sure most people here are honest, but you never know. I think this place could be quite rife for pickpockets, especially at busy hours. So what I would say is, if you're in the old town, make sure your bag has a lock on it and you don't leave anything where people can quickly grab it out of your pocket. When it comes to nightlife here, I think most of the nightlife really is around the old town. Places stay open here quite late, and there is a few places, little nooks and crannies where they play loud music and you can dance if you want to. But it's still pretty laid back here, like it's pretty quiet in the city overall. This is kind of the place you want to come, the City Lounge, or this one here. This is really kind of the main bit I've seen of where the nightlife hangs out. Most of the locals seem to hang out in these bars at night. So when it comes to transport, they have these little trams that go in a circle around the city. It basically only covers the city centre, but they're really quick and convenient and not really overpacked most of the time. So unless you're there at rush hour, these things are really handy to get. So very cheap. So there are buses as well. They go all over the city and they're very convenient. You do need a pass, but these passes you can buy at the little kiosks. They're not expensive. They cost $1 to $2 and it will get you about 5 or 6 trips for that. The other way you can get about town, you can download the Bin app and you can use these scooters. They're not that expensive to get around town. Especially if you're going to the train station, you can take one to the train station if you're going to Mostar and drop it off. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification button, and I'll see you next time.